Welcome to FPL Potato Me, where we where we talk about all things related to fantasy Premier League. We've been away for a while, so in this video we'll be just going through the results from game week 10, and then quickly talking about the ramifications, the consequences on our teams moving forward.
Yeah.
Okay, so first game, Bournemouth 2, Leicester 1. We thought Leicester were on a high, winning 4-0 at Nottingham Forest the week before, but that was
Yeah.
just a false dawn. So they're back to their old, to their previous form. They were down 1-0. I mean, they were up 1-0 in the first half, and then
But their defense really very fucked
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
You see the
But
way they defend is really the one that I think is left back or right back.
you're talking about the centre back, the left centre back, the guy who looks exactly like David Luiz.
I think so. Wow, you very bad, really very bad, yeah.
He even moves exactly like Luis. Yeah, the whole body movement and all that. Very funny,
I
very
know,
funny.
very bad. The way he defend like a kid.
And doesn't have the same sort of attacking output. But so very quickly, uh, what this means for FPL from this result is huge for you and me and for other people who own James Madison,
Mm,
because he's on 4 yellow cards. If he gets a yellow card this week, he will be
mm.
suspended for game week 12. So hopefully he'll be a good boy, but knowing FPL, that's not going to happen, and we'll all be screwed. So much for planning for game week 12, and we can talk more about that later when we look at when we talk about other results. But other takeaways from this result is that Bournemouth, I don't think are looking like relegation candidates anymore, man. They
Who
are
is the bottom now? I don't even know. And let me take a look.
the bottom. Leicester's right at the bottom. Then you have Nottingham Forest, and then you have Wolves at the bottom three. And
Surprisingly, Wolves so bad. Lose
Bournemouth,
very.
Wolves just can't score goals. Yeah, they just can't score goals. I mean, if you're looking at the table, they've only scored 3 goals this season. 3 goals. uh,
Okay, lah.
Haaland has scored like 3 times as many goals as Wolves in the whole Premier League season.
But their striker all injured just come back, man.
I mean, they were very unfortunate lah. They bought that striker, what's his name now, Sasha something, and he had an ACL, so he's out for a few months. So now Costa just came in. Costa's also old, also so, but they're bad lah. They're bad lah. Wolves, they can't score any goals. They're fine, the whole other team is fine, but they just can't score goals. So that's the problem. But
Yeah,
anyhow,
lor. Quite bad.
we're talking about Wolves. Next game on the list is Chelsea beating Wolves 3-0.
Yep.
Unfortunately, those of us who have Reece James, including you and myself, once again, I took a -4 to bring James in. There was only an appearance point, a 1-pointer from James, classic.
Mm.
And people who had Thiago Silva, people who wanted to punt on Chilwell, that didn't work out as well. But once again, Wolves couldn't score. But one big takeaway from this game and from the Champions League games is that Reece James is injured. So
Yeah.
that is another problem. And it's quite clear he will be out this week.
Yep.
But there's the possibility that he might come in back for game week 12 or 13. So it's unsure. Nobody knows for now. So we have to see. So that's the big takeaway from the Chelsea Wolves game. But other than that, another big takeaway I think is the fact that now we know that Graham Potter is going to do the same sort of rotation that he did at Brighton. So even those who had Sterling was rested for this game. So £10 million on the bench. So it really depends on your risk appetite whether you want to go for any Chelsea assets moving forward. So that's there. That's there. All right. Anything on that?
No, for Chelsea, but I think Mount don't really rotate. Always play
No,
Mount.
that's true. Under Potter, the only two who
Mount, but the rest rotate. But always Mount feature Mount.
yeah, similar to under Tuchel as well. Mount is a mainstay. But the other surprising mainstay is Kepa Arrizabalaga, the goalkeeper, because Mendy was out I don't know whether that
Yeah.
will. I don't know whether that will continue or not. But
I
Kepa,
don't care. I don't have that keeper. It's good to continue. Some of our league teammate have Mandy, so sometimes have, sometimes don't have. That's good.
so that's good for us. Good for us. All right. Next result was Man City beating Southampton 4-0. So Man
Mm-hmm.
City continuing their imperious form. Haaland only scoring one, but that's okay. It's still a return.
Yep.
Um, nothing much to report from there apart from that Walker still
You just
out.
Cancelo. Cancelo is coming. Keep coming back. Coming back.
Cancelo with the 18
Cancelo is back.
Cancelo with the 18 pointer. So those of us who were thinking about selling him probably will not do so anymore.
Yeah.
Mm,
Hard to sell him.
hard to sell him when you have an 18 pointer like that. Hard to sell him. Southampton,
He and Haaland is cannot sell. Just put on the bench for week 12.
yeah, Southampton is a team to target as well. In addition to Wolves, Forest, and Leicester,
Mm.
they're 17th in the league. Their central midfielder being out has had a huge impact. I think this Lavia, the youngster they brought from Man City, he was crucial to the whole system that Hassan Hutl was trying to set up. But now that he's out, that's it. It seems like. So
Surprisingly, Portsmouth is top half of the table.
top
Very
half, no, yeah, it's surprising, but that also means that maybe like Fulham, because Fulham very quickly we said like, okay, they're not going down anymore. Fulham, they're like last season's Brentford almost. But then now Bournemouth is showing that okay, they've got a lot of steel as well. They have not lost to a single team outside the top six.
So my prediction, you see, all the real start of the year, I predict three teams: Southampton, Everton, Leeds. Only
They're two,
Southampton really
yeah,
near to the bottom.
yeah,
Leeds
Everton
and
and
Everton. Leeds and Everton is 12 and 14 respect. Everton is 12, Leeds is 14.
yeah, yeah. They've defied our
Actually,
expectations.
they're not strong. It's just other team is more even more worse, more
No, I
lousier.
mean Leicester has totally fallen apart. Leicester, their defense especially.
Their
I mean, they can
defense,
score
not the
goals, but
defense, no choice.
yeah, the defense. Anyhow, moving on. Next result: Newcastle 5, Brentford 1. For Raya owners like us, that was a bit painful, but that's okay. Newcastle
That's
with
my nightmare.
oh yeah, that's right. Your Almiron returning again.
Very sad. Why I do such a stupid move?
Hokkien Me made the classic FPL uh,
A noob mistake.
emotional move of he brought in Almiron for 1 week and took him out the very next week out of complete displeasure. Uh, what was it? You didn't like his face. He had an irritating face, and so you took him out.
And he punished me.
Boy, did he punish you. Two game weeks
3
in a
weeks,
row.
23 points.
2 game weeks in a row. Oh my. Anyhow, let's not dwell on that.
Yeah.
But Brentford's defense might be something to target unless Thomas Frank figures something out. They made a lot of. He brought in Pinnock, who had been out for a long time, and he looked very rusty. Raya also
Mhm.
makes some uncharacteristic mistakes. It's unfortunate, but we'll see. We'll see. Next result: Brighton 0, Spurs 1. Kane with a nice headed goal from an assist from Son Heung-min. So
Actually, Brighton playing quite good. No?
yeah,
Just this game
absolutely.
anytime can be a draw one or 1-1 draw.
So it looks like they're, we were wondering how they do with the new manager, but the new manager continues
Still
to
good.
be, he's attacking and their defense is still solid. So Brighton is
Yeah.
still being Brighton, which is something that I am very pleased about because moving forward to game week 12, I'm hoping to have Trossard in as my captain. And he seems to be an increasingly popular choice for game week 12 captaincy. But let's see, let's see. The other thing to take away from this game is, and also the Champions League results this week, is that Son Heung-min appears to be back. So people like yourself who have KDB, who you were thinking of moving to Kane, but
Yeah.
it
No,
looks
I
like
won't buy. I won't buy some. I definitely won't buy some. No, definitely no. He's
you
still
don't
not good. I see
you
the way he plays. Still not good. Still not good.
you think
That
so?
that that, that day he had trick. The previous two previous game ago he had trick. To me, it's just a moment of genius. But the way the whole game Brighton, I see him play the whole game. I don't feel he's good. I still
But
feel
that's
he.
but that's how
Very
he play. But that's how he plays. He typically has very low xG. But then when he has his chances, he takes it. But he hasn't been taking his chances, and now he
Yeah,
seems
yeah,
to be
yeah.
taking
That's
his
and
chances
he
again.
doesn't really contribute the flow like Conte want to play. He only is good when Spur playing counter.
I
I
guess.
feel he only good when Spur playing counter and the opponent is pushing high.
Okay. So in this
If he
game,
but if
Brighton.
playing like pressing game like Spur is the one commanding,
Mhm,
then they playing open play, they slowly cross in all this. I
mhm.
don't think Song is good. I don't see the way he plays good.
Okay. Well, I mean, they
I
have.
won't for me. I won't buy Song. I will
Yeah.
rather buy Kane.
I mean, I have Kane, so I'm happy to keep Kane since he's on penalties as well. But I mean, their fixtures coming forward, they play
Not so good, but can still can.
Everton at home, which is, who knows what will happen there. They play Man United away, which will probably, according to your theory, Son will benefit from that. In this game, actually, he scored a disallowed goal, one of his trademark outside the box curlers against Brighton
Mm.
that was disallowed. And I think he played very well against Frankfurt. The interesting thing about the game against Brighton is that Conte went with a 3-5-2 instead of the normal 3-4-3 because he wanted more control in midfield.
Yeah.
So that's something to look out for. Look out for definitely.
He's smart, man. Conte. Brighton is really midfield engine more.
Yeah,
More.
yeah.
Their midfield is quite strong. They control Brighton, very organized.
I mean, this is why he's a world class manager, Conte. Yeah. Yeah, he added Bissouma there. Okay, next result very quickly. Crystal Palace 2, Leeds 1. Uh, so that was no, thankfully, I mean, not thankfully, unfortunately, no clean sheet for Crystal Palace. A lot of people out there own Guaita or brought in Guaita. Thankfully, nobody, I mean, not thankfully, but nobody in our league owns Guaita, I think. I was thinking of bringing Guaita in for wildcard, but I was just like, whatever. Uh, some things to note here is that Crystal Palace, it seems like Vieira wants them to be more attacking. So he started Eze and Olise with Zaha. Eze took his goal very, very nicely. And then Edward is a budget striker, I think 5.7 or something like this. So people might be
But
considering.
really, Crystal is just a team home game very strong.
I mean, away from,
Away game so, but Crystal home is strong.
yeah, home, they've,
Same as like Newcastle.
yeah,
Newcastle home
impressive
as well
home
feel very
record.
strong. Very strong. Yeah, home.
Home record. But away, the Zaha is the talisman. So, we'll see what
So
happens there.
so lah.
Hopefully,
So
keep
so.
it, keep it there, keep it there. Leeds, this Pascal Strike, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he scored and he catapults him into like the top 5 or top 10 scoring defenders. So for people thinking about moving defenders, that could be an interesting shout. Actually, this Pascal Struck, he's been playing left back, so he has attacking threat there, but not the best. Okay, actually, they don't have not too bad. The fixtures moving forward. I mean, the next one is against Arsenal, of course, but then
Oh,
after that,
Crystal.
Leeds. Then
Yeah,
they
Leeds.
play Leicester away on game week 12, and
Quite bad lah. Then only Fulham is good. You see, after Fulham, then they versus Liverpool, they versus then 15 is good again, but 16 they away versus Spurs. So it's like one good, one bad, one good, one bad.
yeah, I mean, if you want someone for game week 12, lah. Although I would prefer a Crystal Palace defender because Crystal Palace will be playing Wolves in game week 12.
Good 12, yeah. I mean, for me, if going to got Zaha is good lah.
I think I'm gonna try and bring in a Crystal Palace defender for game week 12. Maybe the boring move of Gehi for
I
James.
think, yeah. But for people that don't have Zaha, I think it's a good choice because Crystal, the next few games is all quite good.
No, excellent. They have an excellent run to game week 16. Hence why so many people have brought in Zaha.
Yeah, so maybe I sell KDB for Zaha.
KDB for Zaha. So you're gonna go with, because you want to go to Kane. You want to go
Yeah,
Kane. That's right.
right. Go to
Right.
Cam.
I see.
Then after that, I will switch. Maybe my team. Never mind. Let's finish. Then we talk
Yeah,
about.
we'll talk about that later. Next result was West Ham 3, Fulham 1. West Ham is back in. Well, I mean, like I was predicting, the fixtures would breed form, and true enough, normal story that has happened. Bowen returning again, but interestingly, for people thinking about strikers other than Kane and Haaland, Skamaka
Mm.
Uh, he has been returning 3 goals in the last 3 games. This Skamaka, because he's been starting instead of Antonio. Although Antonio came on as a sub, scored, and also, other than scoring, he snatched up all the bonus points, even though he was on the pitch for what, I don't know, like 15 minutes or something. He shared the bonus points with Kamaka and Paqueta. Paqueta had a beautiful assist, so that's there.
Very low leh. Actually, this game all very low. 24 only.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those games, But yeah, not as bad as the Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa game, which we can talk about later. So one big takeaway from this game as well is that Mitrovic was not even in the squad. We have no news yet. We don't know if he will actually be ready for this game week or even game week 12. So this is another problem. I tweeted out, like those people who didn't plan for game week 12, they seem to be getting lucky because of all these injuries and suspensions, possible suspensions, etc. Because now it looks like, for those of us who planned for it, it's like, oh my god, Mitrovic is possibly injured, James is possibly injured, and
No, those never play even worse. If they have Man City player and
suspensions as well.
they have Arsenal, you see, if those never plan is going, they definitely, I think, is free hit, using free hit or wild card.
Free timer. Anyway, we can talk about that later. The other thing you take away from this game is that Andreas Pereira beautifully taken goals. Yeah, beautifully taken goal. That was
Nice.
a really good goal. Yeah, really good goal.
Yeah. But
That
he
was.
always like that moment of brilliance, then suddenly like,
But this wasn't just the moment of brilliance. This wasn't an out of the box long shot. This was he got in the right spot. He was in the
yeah lah.
box. He was in the box. He got in the right position, and he
Yeah,
finished.
but
Wow,
after that,
it was a
like
really good finish.
after that,
He almost had a
so,
double digit return. He had an almost assist.
yeah,
That was, I think, saved or something like that. I could be wrong, but anyhow. Next game, very exciting game. Arsenal 3, Liverpool 2. It was a really good game.
very.
Martinelli continuing to return, and Saka a return to FPL points. He's been playing well all this time, but
Mhm.
I took him out for Bowen because I wasn't sure, tricky fixtures, and they blank in game week 12. That was another reason why I took him out. For FPL reasons, things to note, a big one is that Luis Diaz and TAA are out for a couple of weeks, including Matip as well. But coupled with the Champions League results, so this season, my friend Hokkien Me, you've been completely against Mohamed Salah, and we chatted a bit about it over the weekend, a couple of days ago. But what do you think of this? Was it 6-minute hat trick, the fastest hat trick in Champions League history? Is Salah
Just
back, or are you maintaining that you'll never have
nah,
Salah?
for me just lucky lah. You will think you will be confident again lah, but when play EPL shit again lah. Ranger
But you
is
know what?
shit.
But you know what was interesting? Klopp played Salah in the middle as the main striker. So it'll be interesting to see if that happens in EPL.
EPL, I tell you, really people know how to control Salah already after so many seasons.
But if he plays in the middle,
How he play? I don't think he will play in the middle.
because he played,
Play in
that's
the
where
middle, who play on the right?
I think Klopp put Jota on the right. That's what happened. Jota had
Just
three.
second half,
Jota
second
had
half, they already
three,
winning. They're trying lah.
3 assists. Jota had 3 assists. It was
Let's
kind of
see.
ridiculous.
Let's see. But I don't think
Yeah,
I
we can
won't buy
talk
him
about
lah.
that when we
13
look
million.
at it.
I won't buy him lah. I'll buy some other people. I won't buy
It's
him lah.
true. It's true.
The whole
Very,
season
very
I won't have
expensive.
him.
Another thing to note is Darwin returned again. So he's been on people's radar.
To me, Darwin is still just a lucky goal again.
You think so? I think he's been sharp, man. I think he's been sharp.
And the goal is just the defense fault lah. I don't know why nobody follow him up. Yeah.
I mean, but the other thing is it's the price. Like he's like 1 million more expensive than Jesus. Would I rather go Jesus? Would I rather go Darwin? Just go back to Jesus.
Darwin. I won't. I don't like. I don't know. I see the way he play. He's not good at all to me. Hey, he get into position, but it's just
Is
it's,
this
the defense fault that he is in that position. Nobody is following up.
but that's what a striker's supposed to do, right? You're gonna prey on the defense's weaknesses, right? Is this
Yeah, until now, I still think if Firmino is still the more complete player for Liverpool.
that's there? And he had a very good game,
He's
Champions
still
League.
all the game he come in, you see Liverpool attack get more flow, more dangerous.
I mean, they're different players, lah. Darwin is out and out number
He's ready,
nine.
but it's just Darwin haven't
Firmino
get
is.
used to Liverpool playing.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I think they offer very different
And I tell you, Darwin
abilities,
very, I think
characteristics.
he will get a very fun, easily being promoted by opposition defender. Very fun.
Yeah, but after that first game, I think he's probably learned his lesson. He knows how.
Let's see. Let's
Let's
see.
see.
Currently, he's to me, if he costs about 50, 60 million, okay lah. Cost 100 million, this standard, I still think not good enough lah. He's still getting used to it lah.
We'll see. We'll see. And I mean, the other
He,
problem
he
is
come at the same window with Haaland.
I
There's
was just
someone to
gonna
compare
say. I
to,
was just
yeah.
gonna say.
Someone to compare to. So he of course seems shit lah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. If these two are the big signings, the marquee signings for the respective top two clubs, you're gonna be compared. So that's that.
Yeah, and 160, 100.
Anyhow, I mean, that was a very particular
Okay, next,
situation.
Everton.
The next
and
game,
Man-
Everton, Man United. Man United.
Luke Shaw, look sharp lah.
Luke Shaw. For people, we were laughing at mini league rivals. I mean, I was at least, who have Malasia. I think we have two mini league rivals who have Malasia in their team, so Malasia didn't start. Shaw seems to have replaced. I mean, Shaw has replaced Malasia at left back because I think it was from that strong performance for England. And then ETH saw that. It was like, okay, and maybe he's been showing something in training.
And maybe he tried to make competition also, man.
No, I mean, historically, Shaw has only played well in his competition. He's a complete asshole.
Yeah. So now really, you see, got competition. Anytime he drop, Malaysia is because last year is the Alex Telles.
I mean, with the first season that Telles
Telles come back. Alexis the time the left back is Alexis Telles, right?
Yeah.
That guy can't make it. That guy only cross good, but he defend his attack not good. But that guy is only cross good only. Then to look sure like no competition one.
So that's the thing. But
this one now got Malaysia different. Malaysia really also play very well.
But that's the thing. You have to notice this when Telles first came to the club. Shaw was.
Yeah, the first 2 weeks.
Yeah. Remember that.
And Shaw was suddenly play them well, right? Oh, like.
But then after that, he just dropped off again. So we'll see what happens again with Malaysia.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah.
I mean, at his
But
age,
I'm happy Casemiro get an assist. He's trying to get used to it, of the pace, the physical. Yeah, he's still not fully used to it, Casemiro.
No, but that was a beautiful assist for Ronaldo. It was like as if they were back playing for Real Madrid again.
He's still not adjusted to the pace.
Sure.
You can see sometimes he a bit the lag, the awareness, the decision making a bit lag. The pace too fast already.
Yeah, probably take him a
pause. Anthony.
Yeah, man. Do you think
doing not much but keep scoring?
3 goals in 3 games as well, like Skamaka. Do you think he might be an FPL option moving forward? He's an awkward price of 7.5. Because when you have
awkward, and never mind, but seriously, the whole game, you see him a bit differently. He doesn't contribute to the, I don't know. I see him. He doesn't contribute to the defense much one.
No, man. His contributions are off the ball. He had the most presses. Really? He had the most presses per game for the whole team, and I think that's why ETH has him in a team, because he knows how Anthony knows how ETH wants the team to play, and then he's the guy executing.
But happy for Ronald, yeah. But happy for Ronald, like Martial injured and Ronaldo sub in early and got a chance to score.
Yeah, man, 700th goal, club goal in his career.
That is his typical trademark goal from the side, very sharp goal in one.
That is a ridiculous achievement. There was a tweet going around that if Haaland wants to reach Ronaldo's record, he has to score something like 40 plus goals a season until he's like 35 or 36 or something like that. So
that's what Ronaldo been doing, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. So Haaland has to match that if he wants to do that.
That's what Ronaldo been doing since young. No, he been scoring 40 over goal. No. Even for one season at Real Madrid, he scored 60 over goal one season.
Yeah, he scored 450 goals in 438 games for Real Madrid. So yeah, ridiculous record.
No.
Ridiculous record.
Sharp shooter that time. Sharp shooter.
And finally, the last game, which was a terrible game. When you talk about the bonus points, the highest bonus points for this game was 23 from Dennis, and 25 from
25.
Young. 25 from Young. 25 from Young. This was a bad game, man. This was a bad game.
Well, I think the bonus point, this game should be a very boring game.
Yeah, boring game, man. Really boring
Hey,
game.
but not bad. Your Gibbs White, your prediction of Gibbs White is contribution a lot of returns are Gibbs White.
I mean,
So,
he's on set pieces, man. I mean, the only problem is we have so many midfield options, so there's really no point there.
but he's cheap.
He's cheap. I mean, the other option is Brennan Johnson. He also looked very sharp, and it looks like they're going to be the starters moving forward. Lingard on the bench.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Henderson did not have a clean sheet because many of our many league rivals had him. But yeah, that's there. Matty Cash is back. If anybody might be interested in an Aston Villa asset like yourself, since you were so confident with them in the beginning of the season, would you go back there?
Who again?
Matty Cash. Matty Cash.
No. Don't mention to me as the Villa player. You're just trying to bust me.
But that was a good week. In terms of our league, well, very very quickly, I'll share the screen here, just to show our results. I didn't put up a PowerPoint because
These 2 weeks actually we are doing good. These 2 weeks, yes.
I am actually up to right.
On par, you are number 1 on par.
On par, baby, on par. Why is it not sharing? It's not sharing.
Hey, but really, these 2 weeks we do quite good to us. I feel these 2 weeks we do.
Okay, I have no idea why this thing is not sharing, but.
If I have any wrong, if only I have any wrong.
All right, let's go. Okay, so yeah, let's see. I am joint top currently, and you are 6th in the league for the game week.
Rising up
for the game week. You came in 4th. You had 70 points for the week. Oops, I cut you out there. You had 70 points for the week, and I had 68 because I took a silly -4 for James because, I thought that he would start. Well, that's there. But anyhow, pretty good week, considering all things. I'm very pleased to be joint top 1 for our mini league. So we'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens there with the coming game weeks. I'm not too confident because of all these suspensions and injuries, but let's talk more about that in the next video. So thank you very much for listening. This is FPL Potato Me. I am Mushroom Head Potato, and
I'm Kenny. See you in the next video.
Take care.